Welcome everyone to the first round of Southwest Class. This is a tournament I am playing in Dallas-Fort Worth area across 4 days. And first round I'm playing against Michael Carey, 2086 rated player. Pretty strong. I am 1971 at the time, and I was in the black pieces. And here, I did some prep before the game, not too much though, because I knew that I was gonna play this. I didn't know, but I had an idea because there was like a person that I hard prepped that I thought I would play, and then there were the people next to them that I'm like, okay, I might just like slight prep them, which I did. I ended up playing one of them, Michael Carey, and this guy is like a 60-year-old and super nice guy, but we got right into the game here. So, knight f3, knight f6, c4, e6. I'm sort of playing an anti-English, going for e6, d5. If they play d4, then we're just turned into a queen's gambit declined with d5, which is kind of what I want. Opponent plays e3, g5, knight c3, c6. Here, I thought a lot about going for c5, but I didn't want to go into a terrace. I just didn't like this. It's just not a very good strat. I just don't like this opening. It's just very confrontational, which is not something I generally enjoy. So I was just like, I'm just going to play c6. I'm going to go into a semi-Slav. The point is, d4, bishop d6, semi-Slav structure. And I'm going to try to win the game based off of the fact that I'm going to slowly positionally grind him out. Now, that's very hard to do on a 2000, which I quickly realized as he wasn't making any mistakes, so I had to act. So bishop b2, castles d4, knight d6, knight d7. I would also like to mention that this was a 3.5-hour game. I just got back to the hotel. It is 11:09. And the game started at 7, so it was really more like a 3.5-hour game. I've been at the hotel for a little bit. Bishop b2, rook e8, castles, b6. Point of b6 is trying to activate this bishop. Really the whole point to it. Queen c7, bishop to b7, rook d1, rook c8, rook e1, bishop to b4. This is a move that I was actually proud of. Computer says it's an inaccuracy, but like the computer sucks. It doesn't understand my style. And the point of bishop to b4 is opponent played a3, and after a3, it's simply to snap the knight. After takes back, we have this extremely strong knight on e4, and there's not really a way that they can kick it out. Like they move their bishop back. I just lock it in with f. Alright, no, f. This knight is borderline impossible to get out, and like get it out is like knight d2, f3. This is not good because I get in with queen g5. The moment he takes, f takes, everything opens up in my favor, and I'm coming for his king. So this is something that he has to worry about here. Bishop f1, g5, and here I spent I'm thinking about g5, and I actually have all the time situation here that I can tell you guys. I think I had like 60-something minutes. Opponent still had like 60 as well. We were both pretty even on time at this point in the game, which started to unbalance as time went on. But g5, the point of g5 is not just a scare tactic, which it is kind of a scare tactic. It's to play g4, queen h4, and then just kill him on the king side. That's pretty much it. Opponent plays knight e5. I knew this was coming. I was like, okay, takes g4. There's no f3 because I play knight g5, and then things fall. There's no queen g2 because I have king h8. Because this bishop is blocked, rook g8, and suddenly everything falls. And this bishop is gonna come alive as well. At some point, this bishop is gonna be a huge player in this game. So I knew that. I knew in the back of my mind. So my opponent went here, and this is sort of inaccurate. And here I had a few candidate ideas: queen h4, queen g5, and knight g5. And there was a reason I didn't play each of them. Queen h4, which is the best move, I didn't play because I thought just they're gonna take this, and then after f takes, it's not clear what I'm doing. I have open files, but he just goes g3, and there's not really much. He goes cocoon defense, and I can't get through. So I was like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. And I thought about queen g5, but then the knight's trapped. It has d5, but the knight can't really want either. The idea here is to play h5. It's storming with the h pawn, but this is not good either because the knight just doesn't have g5 anymore. And I decided on knight g5. And knight g5 is inaccurate, not because of the reason I thought. I at first didn't want to play knight g5 because of this, which I thought was strong for white. And the computer doesn't agree. The computer thinks it's all bishop f5. I have some crazy way to defend. But it looks scary, you know? Bishop f5 coming in, queen f5. This looked scary. Like, I didn't know how I was going to defend this. I thought rook c7, which is the best move. But I just didn't know how I was going to defend it. Like, takes, I was going to play like rook g7, but then e6 comes. It gets complicated. Don't want to calculate this. But luckily for me, they didn't play it. And they don't play the best move. They play queen e2, which struck me as the wrong plan. And I realized this is the wrong plan because he's too passive. And now I have a very simple plan. Queen e7, queen g7, knight f3. I had this plan laid out from move 20. And here I still have like 50 minutes on the clock. And I spent like 8 minutes on knight g5 thinking about those candidate ideas. But this game and my time management. Also, my opponent here now starts to fall a little bit lower on the clock here. Opponent here has 48 minutes and I have 56. So not a big time disparity, but just enough to get him thinking. Now, I play queen e7. It's a mistake because the computer is like, rook c7, rook g7 is better, but I play 7. I thought my plan was good, knight f3. But he takes, I take, plays rook c1. All the while, he's burning so much clock time. Like, actually, he burns from like 48 all the way down to like 36. And then here, rook d1, he's now at like 30. And rook d1 is when I knew this game I was going to take over. And after this, I spent a good while, like I think 5-6 minutes, and I found the only move to keep advantage. I'm really proud of this move. And pause video, see if you guys can find it. It's amazing. Amazing move. If y'all are back, the move here, d4. I was so proud of this move too. It's a pawn sacrifice. It's clearance pawn sacrifice to open this bishop. And after the bishop is open, all my pieces come alive. Like my bishop comes alive, my knight comes alive to f3. And here the reason knight f3 doesn't work is, yes, sure, it's like, but king h1 now, and I have nothing with this bishop. The bishop needs to be alive, and I knew this. Because here, he just goes h3, or he just takes, and then there's nothing. But with the bishop open, but back here, with the bishop open, now let's say they just take knight f3, king h1, queen h6. Now they can't take this because bishop f3 wins the queen. So I knew that, and now, okay, my bishop's open, and I'm ready to go. d4, he plays rook c1, which now is when I took the game into overdrive. After rook c1, I knew I was completely winning. But finishing the game off was hard. But the plan that I saw all the way back at move 20, I put it into fruition. Knight f3. Computer thinks it's brilliant. I don't really think it's that brilliant. It's kind of obvious, honestly. Obviously, the point is take, and he's getting mated pretty much. Like, I'm gonna take his queen. I'm gonna take his queen, and I'm gonna win. But he plays, and then king h1 doesn't work because I have queen h6 here, and just knight takes e5. Like the queen takes h3. This has been there's no escaping, and he's just completely lost. So king f1, knight h2, king e1. And my plan was to play knight f3, takes, queen's gonna go somewhere, like queen to b2, queen g1, can't go here, cause you can't go back here to f1 because I have bishop a6 winning it. So king d2, queen takes f2, king to d1, queen d1 check, king to d2, and I thought f2 was just winning for him. Because there's no stopping queen e1, and promotes at the same time. I am winning. Here we go. Knight f3. And then I realized I am a colossal idiot. Because after takes, I just completely missed queen f1. And now I go from me -4 to me +1. It's now +1 for him because now his position starts to make sense. He's up a piece. And it's not clean, but it's enough. And I was like so distraught. Like I was like, oh come on, bro. Well, I thought it was a lot worse than it was. I thought I was just dead lost here because I'm down a piece. It's not. I have d takes e3. I was like, okay, I gotta calm down. calm down. D takes c3, bishop takes c3, queen takes c5. Point is, he's got something because I'm going to win one of these bishops. 100% I'm going to win one of these bishops. Computer's like, oh, king d1, he defends everything. Oh, king c2, everything's defended. Like, that's so stupid. But, like, apparently here I just have, like, some, like, random crap like this. But it's crazy. But, queen g1. And I knew this was bad. Because I play king f7, and I hold everything together. And this is when I knew we're in business, we're winning. Because he cannot stop me winning one of these bishops. Point is, king to d1, a1 check. King to d, or bishop c1. I have queen c3. Which is just killer. And then, I also thought he had king to d2. This is not true because I have f4. And then the final thing, he played queen g5 in the game, but if he play, and then like I'm threatening this, and I'm threatening, like, let's say he just does, I don't know what he would do to do nothing, but I don't know. But he played queen g5, and I think his point was, go pick this bishop up, and he's gonna have a perpetual on me, or win my bishop, because like he's gonna get down here and skewer my bishop. And I was like, yo, this dude is actually gonna do this. And I was sitting there for, like, I was shook. Like, I was sitting here for maybe, like, 10, 15 minutes. Like, how to get out of this perpetual. I played queen c3. I picked the bishop up. He plays queen h5 check. And here I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to get out of this? And then I realized he doesn't have enough checks. And I calculated this massive sequence. This didn't happen. King e7, queen h7, king d6, bishop f4 check, king c6, queen c7 check, king b5. Notice this bishop is not hanging because of mate. h4, which is his only check. Well, technically queen c4, but then that endgame's just winning for me because I get all the pawns. But h4, or a4, king b4. Only check in the position because of bishop d2, I just take, and then there's no more checks. Bishop d2, I just take. There is no more checks in the position. I am winning. And if he played queen e7, I still take the pawn. And here, he doesn't have a check. He has queen e6 check. But bishop d5. And I'm winning. Because he can trade queens, I'm going to take. And this endgame is just winning for me because I have two connected pass pawns. Despite being opposite colored bishops, I'm just going to plant my bishop on d5 and push these pawns. It's all over. So that's what I calculated in my mind. And then this dude hit me with bishop b4 check. I'm like, ugh. And now I'm actually starting to get worried. Because, like, I'm like, is this a draw now? I'm actually scared. And I was debating between two moves. King d8 and king f6, or, like, king d7 and king f6. King f6 is a draw. Because queen h7, or queen h6, if I try to run queen g7, king to e4, he takes my bishop. And then if I try to run here, it's even worse. Like, I lose. Like, bishop d6, that's such a savage move, bishop d6. Point is, I can't take queen b3, queen g3, picks up my queen. That would have been such a brutal way to lose. But, and then I'm like, well, king d7 then. But then king d7, I realized there's queen f7. I don't like this for me. Because he gets in. And I really don't like this. I thought he could just check me and it was going to be a draw. Apparently here he doesn't have a check. But more on that later. So I saw king d8. The only move. Pretty much. And I saw he had two moves to check me. Queen g5 and queen h4. And I ruled out queen h4 pretty quickly. Because of king c8. And there's not a check. There's not a check anywhere. Except for this one. But after this check, I take. And I'm up 3 pawns. Even though it's opposite color bishops, I'm still going to win this. So I knew that. And I knew we both ruled out queen h4. So he played queen g4, queen g5. I'm like, okay. I played king c7 in the game. King c8 was better, but king c7. And here I knew queen g7 to try to go here is not very good. Because I'm not going to block with my queen. But king c6! And there's not a check. There's no more checks, and I win. Because, like I said, queen trades are always losing for him. Because I'm up 3 pawns. I'm going to win that. So, he played queen e7, but now I just have queen to d7. And we're nearing the 40th move here. He has about like 2 minutes on the clock. I have about 20. So I have that very big time advantage as well, which makes things very, very difficult for him. He plays queen f6, bishop d5, queen c3 was his 40th move of the game. He has now he has his extra 30 minutes, and now he can calm down and he can rest. But I knew in the back of my mind that it's not. I'm just winning. I'm completely winning. Because king to b7 is what I played. This is my 40th move. I get my extra time. And I have 53 minutes. He is about 21. And he spent, like, 10 minutes on this move. And he ended up playing a blunder. Bishop f8. It's a losing move. And computer doesn't actually realize it because it was, like, so bad for him. But it's winning because it's practically just winning for me. Because I have queen c8. Computer says it's a mistake. But liquidating this endgame, like I've said, is winning. Computer doesn't fully realize that yet because it like on low depth, it doesn't even realize this is winning for me. Like I don't know why. It's just winning. Like these pawns are just gonna overrun him. But anyway, he play and if he plays queen g7, king a7 or king a6, and then there's mate. He has to play this bishop b3. Nothing else needs to be touched. Queen c3 is coming. I'm winning. Everything holds together. I'm winning. There's no checks. I'm winning. So I knew that. Queen c8, and then he takes, and then b4, king d7, h5. Here I played a nice move here. Bishop c4. Don't let the king. Don't give him like a chance to guard the pawn. Just bishop h6, e5, bishop g5. He guards king e7 or king e6, and then f4. And here my opponent resigned the game because of king f5, king g4, and then that's that. So crazy game. Honestly, this game was honestly, I'm really glad that I won it, but man, this game, from this knight f3 goofiness, I mean, I can't believe I played this move. From being a -4, if I just take g2, and I'm up 2 pawns. Oh, good, because literally, he's just dead lost. Now knight f3 makes sense, because like after he goes here, I swing my queen, or just take the pawn. But everything wins. So, from being +1, still managing to come back, I win the first game. In the next round, I'm going to go to bed now. Next round, at 11, I'm going to play probably some strong 2000 with white. And we'll see if we can get 2 out of 2. But I will see y'all in the next recap, round 2 coming at you very soon. Take care.